A simple task like unloading the dishwasher can be a challenge for Jenna Sittler. She's lived with chronic pain, fatigue, and a condition that affects her voice for over a decade. But you wouldn't necessarily know that on first impression. Sittler says her invisible disability makes her feel anxious to do certain things, like using accessible parking stalls.
I am afraid that someone's going to approach me and I'm not physically or mentally in any spot to handle that, and like what that might do for my day or my health for the rest of the day. So right now it's kind of like, depending on how mentally strong I feel, will I use it?
Sittler says people often stare at her when she parks in an accessible stall. She often chooses to park further away to avoid that. And she's not the only one who's experienced this. Bart Harder suffered a spinal cord injury in 1998. He's lost the full use of his right shoulder and both hands. Harder says he's been called out many times for using an accessible stall.
People walk by and it's not so much when they say anything, but usually you get a glare or, you get that scoff where somebody's like, you shouldn't be using that.
Saskability says there isn't one type of specific disability that makes somebody eligible for an accessible parking permit. There are 3 basic types of permits: 1 year, 3 year, and lifelong. Each of those requires a form to be filled out by a medical professional. And while Saskability says a permit could be used by somebody who doesn't need it, those cases are rare. Jonathan Tremblay's youngest son was diagnosed with a rare genetic neuromuscular disorder in 2019. He says since then, he's realized many people still define disability as one thing.
It's a person that wears their disability on the outside and almost wears a flag saying, I am all disabled people. I think there's no nuance there, whereas the community is extremely nuanced.
Tremblay says people may think they're being a disability advocate by confronting drivers in accessible parking stalls, but they may actually be confronting someone with a disability and isolating them more. Bart Harder says he wishes more people would understand that disability permits aren't just given out to anyone. He says it's not always easy having to explain his disability to others, but he continues to do it for one reason.
After a while, it gets annoying telling the same story over and over and over. But if you can get one person changed, then it's good. They can look out for different signs.
Aaliyah Marco Omene, CBC News, Regina.